Okay. Leg assembly, I put it together. You guys can see it's all glued up. I did some interesting stuff. I got to sand it out a little bit more, but I decided to chamfer all the edges on the post before I glued it in, which gave me this little detail here, which I've never done that before. I just thought, why not? Can't hurt anything. I didn't do it for any specific reason. I just thought it was kind of neat. And you can see the brass in here with the nut. It went in pretty easy. I suspect when I go to deliver this, it's probably going to fight me, but I don't think it's the end of the world. I'm sure it'll work out fine. This is the tabletop. The bottom is up, and I cut these long channels out of it, 1/4 of an inch thick. And so the leg assembly right now is upside down as well. And that's how that works. So the idea here is that when you set up the leg assembly, obviously it'd be the other way around. By the way, these are the little pad feet. I gotta put them on next. They're gonna go up on here. And hopefully I get those on pretty even reveal all the way around. I'm gonna drill through and put a couple set screws, and then I'll have 4 small points of contact. But the idea here is when the base is down, a couple people walk the top over, they set it down and just wiggle it and thunk, it'll fit into these grooves here, and now it's registered. The top can't slide off the top, and there's so much weight here, it should be fine. If I thought there was an issue, I could drill through here. I'd probably do it on an angle out this way a little bit on all 4 corners, and just put like a number 12 screw or something in this. But I like the fact that it can move right now, and it doesn't bother me to just leave it like that. I don't think anything's going to happen. So that's what that looks like. I don't know if I'm going to try to set this up right now, because I did just glue these. I'd like them to sit for 24 hours before I try to put any weight on it. I want to get away without having to pin these things. That's a lot of extra work. Pinning like I pinned the breadboard edges. And right now, because it's just setting up, I suppose there's like the slightest chance that if I put the weight on unevenly, I could rack this out. So I don't want to mess with that right now until the glue is dry. But this came out great. I'll walk you around this real quick. Keep in mind too, like the top, there's still work to be done, right? So it's sanded out, but I have to do a little more finesse sanding. And then tomorrow, the idea is going to be, I'm going to get this bottom coated with a couple coats of finish. I'm going to get all these hit with at least 1 or 2 coats of finish. These parts, I'll break them down. There'll be 3 parts. This end, that end, and the beam. And then I've got to flip the top, which is, that is not easy to do. I've still got to work the top. So the top is not, it's all beat up. I've been working on it, which is good. We want the rustic look. I got to mess with that a little bit, so I'll mess with that tomorrow. And hopefully by the end of the day tomorrow, I'll have some, I don't know if I'll have finish on the top of the top tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. And I want to show it to you, but I don't know. Maybe tomorrow? I don't know. I don't know. You might see this set up. I'd like you to see what it looks like set up with me standing next to it as soon as possible. But what's more important is me getting these steps done correctly. So let's see how it works out. Here it is. It's sitting exactly about 29 1/16 of an inch tall, so it's perfect. It wasn't easy figuring out how to get this to set up on here, but it's good. Look at this. There's no rock on it. So, pretty stinking sturdy. I don't think there's going to be any problems with this. And as I said before, it's not the first time I've ever done this. That's pretty good, man. You guys know my Ralphie May story? I had this motorcycle wreck, and which should have killed me. And when I came to and got up, I'm making the story short, there was this girl who came up in front of me and started talking to me. She's like, "You're in shock." I'm like, "You don't know me. I'm fine." But we got to be pals. And it turns out she was a personal assistant for Ralphie May. And when she found out what I did for a living, she asked me if I can go up to his house and do some work. And I did. And as a joke, I said to her, because he had kind of crappy furniture, I was like, this guy's a famous comedian. He should have better stuff. And I just flippantly threw out, you tell Ralphie I'll make him a dining room table that he could, you know, get on top of and get into it, you know. Because Ralphie was like 500 pounds at the time. Well, I thought that was between me and her. Turns out she told him, and the next day I get a phone call asking me to go up to meet Ralphie May. So that's how it happened. But I wasn't lying. If I make something sturdy, it's no stinking joke. So this is it. That ain't going anywhere. That doesn't move at all. Yeah, there's no rock to this whatsoever, and the glue hasn't even set up yet. So I'm pretty happy with this. I still have to work this top a little bit. You hear how solid it is. Let's walk you around it. I can't wait to see what this thing looks like with finish on it. Right now the little pad feet are not attached. I just rested them on there. Again, you can see now what 4 points of contact does. It gets it up off the ground. If you see a piece of furniture and there's a straight edge like that and there's no little pad feet here, that's terrible. Because if your ground isn't, it's going to rock. It's always going to rock. This will prevent it from rocking. So when you look underneath this now, you can see how clean. Most people never look at the bottom of a table. This is something I've always showed off all the years I've been doing this. Just look how clean that is. Again, that table is a little mortise. You just saw it. And so these leg assemblies now are that sit up into that mortise there. I really like this look. You know, keeping in mind it's the first time I ever did this, I think I'm going to duplicate this. And now that I know how to do it, I'm going to do it even better next time. There's nice symmetry to this. Again, rustic tabletop. A lot of Dutchman patches in here. You got one here, here. I like this one because we can see it from the edge. Of course, we got our butterfly mortises in here. Got our pegged breadboard edge. This hole isn't as big as I thought. I don't want to relieve it anymore. So the idea of maybe putting a plant in there is kind of silly, but she wanted the hole, so that's cool. That beam looks, man, it's cool. So I couldn't leave today without you guys seeing what it looks like now. You're not going to see it again. There's no point in showing you anything else until it's done. Like done and installed. I think even after I get the finish on it, I don't know that I'll reassemble it. I think I'd like to deliver it as soon as the finish is on it, but there's an event happening at her house there a month from now. So basically, I'll be coming in here and putting some finish on this week into next week, and then I've got a job to do over in the valley. So I'm going to just jump on that and get that done. This will just sit here and until it's time to take it someplace. When it's in, you guys will see it, I promise. But I don't think you're going to see much more on this anymore. So, for now, fini. Thanks for being here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be kind to one another. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. I can't get enough of it myself.